Hello, my name is Jenna Veber. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm here to discuss the importance of implementing a dedicated threat hunting team within our organization. This presentation aims to both educate you on the critical aspects and benefits of threat hunting and to seek your approval and financial support to establish this essential team. So let's get started. Today, we're going to go over the threat hunting framework, the importance, the data sources, some tools, maturity model, KPIs, and a little more extra stuff throughout the presentation. Our two primary goals is to provide a comprehensive understanding of the fundamentals and advantages of threat hunting. And then, of course, like I said before, to seek the approval and financial support to create this threat hunting team. So, what is threat hunting? Let's start by defining it. Threat hunting is a proactive search for threats that have evaded our existing defenses. And unlike traditional automated security measures, threat hunting is a human-driven approach, and it aims to identify these potential breaches early on, before they can cause significant damage. The goals of threat hunting are pretty straightforward, but they're super crucial. So, to detect and mitigate threats early on, reduce the impact of security breaches, and to enhance the overall security. A couple key components of threat hunting include that it's hypothesis driven. So the team will base the hunts on informed assumptions about where and how threats might be lurking around. It's also a key goal to have advanced analytics and tools. So the team will leverage technology to gain deeper insights. It's behavioral analysis too, to monitor the users and entity behavior for anomalies. There's threat intelligence integration. So we incorporate external threat data to help provide context to the findings. And there's collaboration and knowledge sharing, which is pretty familiar with other areas of cybersecurity. So we ensure team cooperativity and learn from each other because it's essential for our continuous improvement. So I wanted to go over some threat hunting report trends of 2023 reports from CrowdStrike, SANS, and ExtraHop. So with CrowdStrike, the report highlights that there was a big surge in identity-based attacks, which was a 583% increase year over year. They're also targeting cloud environments with a 160% rise in credential theft via cloud instance metadata APIs. And there's been a 312% uptick in using remote monitoring and management tools to evade detection, which emphasizes the need for enhanced monitoring capabilities. The average time to move within compromised environments has decreased to 79 minutes, with an alarming record of just 7 minutes. There's been a notable increase in cross-platform attacks, particularly targeting Linux and Mac systems. Moving on to the SANS 2023 hunting survey, there's a growing emphasis on the human element of threat hunting. So this is what we're talking about today, and focusing on the necessary skills for effective operations. Organizations are evolving their approaches to threat hunting and balancing these tasks with other cybersecurity responsibilities to stay ahead of threats. With Extra Hop, they highlight the importance of advanced threat detection through enhanced network visibility using their own platform. Um, and this approach is crucial for detecting and responding to threats before they escalate. Some takeaways from the 2023 threat landscape is that more and more threat attacks are becoming more sophisticated and targeting diverse environments. Um, these threat hunting capabilities are super essential for organizations to mitigate risks and protect against evolving cyber threats. So, why is it so important? As we talked about before, every day the number of attacks increase, and these attacks are becoming more sophisticated. So there's a huge necessity for the advancement of threat hunting. The proactive approach differs from the traditional approach, and it's an active strategy to locate and counteract threats. Um, the key benefits are that there's early detection, so it identifies signs of compromise at an early stage, and pattern recognition, so it detects patterns and um, irregularities that an automated system might miss. The impact on security is that it reduces the threat presence time and network and strengthens the overall security posture. With adaptation and improvement, you can stay ahead of new threat capabilities and enhance defenses using accumulated knowledge. And then, of course, there's trust and safety. You want to have safeguards for your data and assets and to maintain your client and stakeholder trust. Let's get a little bit more into the threat hunting framework and loop. So, threat hunting is a proactive cybersecurity practice, and it's designed to identify and mitigate these threats that have evaded the traditional security measures. So, the framework involves continuously improving through lessons learned, aiming to counter advanced persistent threats, and it's crucial in today's dynamic threat landscape. And then the threat hunting loop consists of several components that ensure um, a thorough and continuous approach to identify and mitigate these threats. So, um, the proactive search for cyber threats is where, unlike reactive methods that wait for the alerts, threat hunting involves actively looking, like we said before, for signs of compromise. This means that it's regularly scanning the network and the systems for unusual activities that might indicate a breach. So, for example, a hunter might investigate unusual login patterns or unexpected data flows to spot potential threats. The first part of the loop is a hypothesis-driven approach. This approach is based on forming hypotheses or educated guesses about where the threats might exist. So these hypotheses are grounded in the latest threat intelligence, known tactics, techniques, procedures, and an understanding of our own network's vulnerabilities. So, for example, if we know that a ransomware attack often starts with phishing emails, a hypothesis could involve examining the email logs and endpoint activity for signs of this behavior. The next thing is the advanced analytics and tools slash techniques. This means to leverage advanced tools and analytics because it's crucial for effective threat hunting. Tools like security information and event management systems, endpoint detection and response tools, network traffic analysis tools. They all help the hunters gather and analyze the amount of data to spot potential threats. So, for example, using an endpoint detection and response tool, a hunter can trace activity of suspicious things through its origin, through its interactions within the system, and its impacts on the network. The next thing is to find new patterns, um, and by doing that, the behavioral analysis focuses on monitoring and understanding the normal behavior of users and systems within the network. So, by establishing a baseline of the normal activity, hunters can be more easily identifiable with things that might indicate malicious activity. So if an employee who typically works the normal 9 to 5 starts to access different files in the middle of the night or early mornings, this would warrant an investigation. And then finally, to inform and enrich the analytics. So you want continuous improvement and learning. So the threat hunting process provides valuable insights and lessons that help improve the future hunts. This continuous improvement cycle ensures that the threat hunter's capabilities evolve and adapt to new threats. So, for example, after completing a hunt, the team will conduct a debrief to discuss its findings and what they did and what worked well and what didn't work well, and how these processes can be refined well. So, effective threat hunting relies on diverse and comprehensive data sources, which can be categorized into open or closed sources. And they each play a crucial role in providing the information needed to find these threats. So, for an open source, an example would be public threat intelligence feeds. These are free and available feeds that provide information on the latest threats, vulnerabilities, and attack methods. And these feeds offer valuable insights into emerging threats that allows us to correlate external threat data and with our own internal observations. So another example is the open source intelligence. This involves gathering information from publicly used sources such as social media, forums, blogs, websites, and it can indicate compromise and other threat-related information. And then we have closed sources. An example would be internal logs in monitoring systems. This includes logs from your own network devices, its servers, applications, and security systems. Some examples of that are like firewall logs or application logs. And this provides detailed information on internal activities and events to help identify unusual behavior that may indicate a threat. There's also proprietary threat intelligence feeds, and these are subscription-based feeds, but they offer more in-depth threat intelligence that's not available publicly. And it enhances the ability to detect and respond to advanced threats. And then we have tools. So effective threat hunting relies on a combination of common and advanced tools that help us gather and analyze on this threat intelligence. So some common tools are what we went over earlier, security information and event management systems. So these aggregate data from multiple sources, including network devices, servers, and applications, and they provide a real-time analysis of security alerts and help correlate events from different sources. So some examples are Splunk and ArcSight and IBM QRadar. Endpoint detection and response tools are monitoring endpoint activities to detect suspicious behavior and respond to the threats in real time. They provide detailed visibility into endpoint events and can isolate compromised systems. Then we have network traffic analysis tools. This helps detect anomalies and potential threats, and they help identify malicious activities such as data exfiltration and command and control communications. And then we have some advanced tools. So threat intelligence platforms collect and analyze threat intelligence from multiple sources. They provide insights and help prioritize these threats based on their relevance to your company. And then we also have behavioral analytical tools it uses machine learning and advanced analytics to establish the baseline of what a normal behavior would be, and then to detect deviations that may indicate a threat. They use user and entity behavior to identify these threats. And by combining data from these diverse sources and leveraging these tools, it helps enhance the threat hunting capabilities and significantly improve the security posture. A maturity model helps assess the threat hunting capabilities, which then provides a framework for evaluating the progress and effectiveness. Um, the CMMI maturity level model consists of 5 levels. So the initial is a basic reactive measures are in place with no formal threat hunting processes. So an organization at this level might rely on basic antivirus software or firewall logs to detect threats, and they respond to these threats only when they become apparent. So often after significant damage is already done, and there's no dedicated team or structured approach to the threat hunting. The next is managed. So this is an established process, and procedures guide threat hunting activities to ensure consistency. At this level, an organization might have a dedicated security team that follows incident response procedures. They might use a SIEM system or CM system to collect and analyze their data, but threat hunting activities are still minor at the initial level and not part of a formal program. The next level is defined. So this threat hunting team is integrated into a broader security operations with clear communication, and they collaborate between each other. An organization at this level has a formal threat hunting team, and they work closely with other IT and security systems. They use advanced tools like EDR and NTA, and the threat hunting activities are guided by specific hypotheses and informed by internal and external threat intelligence. So this is the basic basis of a threat hunting team. The next level is measured. So decisions are based on data and metrics, allowing for more precise and informed action. So at this level, an organization might use detailed metrics and data analysis to guide their threat hunting efforts. They might track KPIs, and the data-driven approach allows them to refine their threat hunting techniques and improve their detection capabilities. And finally, optimize. This is the level that you want to reach for or have a goal to reach. And this is when processes are continually refined and improved through feedback and lessons learned, which makes a proactive and adaptive security. And an organization at this level is constantly evolving based on the latest threat intelligence and lessons learned from past hunts. They use technologies such as machine learning and behavioral analytics, and this helps them anticipate new threats and their security posture is highly proactive with a strong emphasis on continuous improvement and adaptation. KPIs are used to measure the effectiveness of the threat hunting efforts. So, some examples that can be used are TTD, which is time to detect. This is detecting the average time taken to identify a threat from the moment it enters the environment. The next is time to respond, which is TTR. And this is the time taken to respond to and mitigate identified threats to ensure the minimal impact. A couple others would be number of incidents detected through hunting. This metric only tracks the count of threats identified through proactive threat hunting activities. And then reduction in dwell time. This measures the decrease in the duration that threats remain undetected within our environment and aims to minimize potential damage. Having a KPI really helps your team um, make an objective and then continue to measure it and use strategy and to improve your performance and then evaluate it at the end. What are the benefits of this team? So, a dedicated threat hunting team will significantly enhance our security by proactively identifying and mitigating threats before they can cause harm. Um, this proactive approach can result in substantial cost savings. So, to prevent these incidents and reduce the impact of anything that can happen during them. It'll improve our overall incident response capabilities and make it more resilient to cyber threats. And then the presence of a skilled threat hunting team can also boost the stakeholder confidence and protect our organization's reputation. Return of investment is also super important. Potential to save money from preventing these incidents, like I said before, um, is really essential to a company. And then, of course, there's financial support and strategic importance. So when you are creating any type of team, there's going to be a budget. So within this budget is tools and technology, and then you want to be able to hire and train these professionals that you have and to um, realize that within these benefits, the initial budget will cover the costs of the necessary tools, technology, and invest in a threat hunting team aligns with our strategic goals and is crucial for protecting our critical assets and maintaining trust with our stakeholders. And it can ensure that we're well prepared to face these evolving threat landscapes. Over here to the right is a little example of what it could cost and how much you're willing to cost at a basic, intermediate, or advanced level of a team. And then finally, establishing a threat hunting team is essential for staying ahead of advanced threats and safeguarding our organization. Um, Outlining the framework and data sources, tools, maturity model, KPIs, and more that's effective for threat hunting is essential because it urges you to consider how the strategic importance of this initiative and providing the necessary support for its implementation is crucial. Um, and then, of course, how we went over before, the key components of this is just that it's hypothesis driven and that this team uses advanced analytics and tools and they use their own knowledge to further help themselves and collaborate with each other to create the best team that is possible to help mitigate and keep your organization safe.